When The Green Mile arrived in theaters in 1999, few people expected it to become one of the most unforgettable movies ever made. It was not a fast action film or a big superhero story. Instead, it told a quiet and emotional tale about hope, kindness, and the choices people make. More than 25 years later, fans still talk about its powerful scenes and unforgettable characters. The movie was based on a novel by Stephen King, a writer best known for horror stories. But The Green Mile was different. It mixed mystery with deep human emotion. It asked difficult questions about justice, forgiveness, and what it truly means to be a good person. Director Frank Darabont believed the story deserved great care. He had already turned another Stephen King story, The Shawshank Redemption, into a classic film. This time, he wanted every actor to feel real, every scene to carry emotion, and every moment to stay true to the heart of the book. To bring that vision to life, the filmmakers gathered an incredible cast. Tom Hanks was chosen to play Paul Edgecombe, the kind prison guard who tries to do the right thing even when life becomes unfair. Hanks was already one of Hollywood's biggest stars, but he approached the role with quiet honesty instead of trying to steal the spotlight. Then came the search for someone to play John Coffey, the gentle giant whose arrival changes everything inside Cold Mountain Penitentiary. Finding the right actor was not easy. The role needed someone with a powerful physical presence, but also a warm and caring spirit. That search led to Michael Clarke Duncan. Although Duncan had appeared in smaller roles before, this was the opportunity that changed his career forever. The moment he stepped in front of the camera, many people on set felt they had found someone truly special. His performance would later earn an Academy Award nomination and touch millions of viewers around the world. The rest of the cast also played a huge part in making the film unforgettable. David Morse, Bonnie Hunt, James Cromwell, Sam Rockwell, Doug Hutchison, and Barry Pepper each brought something unique to the story. Together, they created characters that felt believable, even in a film filled with mystery and miracles. But what audiences saw on screen was only part of the story. Behind the cameras, the cast formed strong friendships while filming many emotional scenes. Some moments were so powerful that even experienced actors found it difficult to hold back their feelings. Others later admitted that working on The Green Mile changed the way they looked at life. As the years passed, interviews and reunion conversations began to reveal stories that never appeared in the movie. Small details from the set, unexpected challenges, and emotional memories gave fans a brand new appreciation for the film they thought they already knew. And those behind-the-scenes stories are where the real surprises begin. By the time filming began, the cast already knew they were working on something special. But no one could have guessed how deeply The Green Mile would affect everyone involved. Years later, many of the actors look back on the experience and said it was unlike any other project in their careers. For Tom Hanks, playing Paul Edgecombe was more than learning lines and standing in front of the camera. Paul was a man who carried great sadness while still trying to do what was right. Hanks wanted every emotion to feel honest. Instead of making Paul into a larger-than-life hero, he played him as an ordinary person facing impossible choices. That quiet performance became one of the reasons audiences connected with the character so strongly. Director Frank Darabont also created a calm and respectful atmosphere on set. He encouraged the actors to take their time with emotional scenes instead of rushing through them. This allowed the cast to build real trust with one another, and that trust can be seen in almost every scene of the film. No actor earned more praise than Michael Clarke Duncan. Even though he was still building his Hollywood career, Duncan quickly became the heart of the production. Cast members often remembered him as gentle, humble, and always smiling between takes. Despite his large size, many said he had one of the kindest personalities they had ever met. Tom Hanks later spoke warmly about Duncan's generosity and positive attitude. He often described him as someone who made every person around him feel welcome. That kindness wasn't something Duncan had to act. It was simply who he was. One interesting detail that many fans never realized is how carefully Duncan prepared for the role of John Coffey. The character needed to appear both physically powerful and emotionally gentle. Duncan worked hard to balance those two sides, making sure every look, every movement, and every word felt sincere. His performance never relied on loud speeches. Instead, it was the quiet moments that stayed with audiences long after the movie ended. Another memorable challenge involved the difference in height between Duncan and many of the other actors. At around 6 feet 5 inches tall, he naturally towered over much of the cast. The filmmakers carefully planned camera angles and scene blocking to make John's presence feel even more powerful without making it look unnatural. Then there was Mr. Jingles, the clever little mouse that became one of the film's most beloved characters. Many viewers assumed the mouse's tricks were created entirely with movie magic. In reality, several trained mice were used during filming, each taught to perform different actions. Their trainers spent countless hours practicing simple movements, so the scenes would look smooth on camera. The patience behind those tiny moments is something most fans never imagined. As filming continued, the emotional weight of the story began affecting the actors themselves. Some scenes were so moving that cast members needed time to recover after the cameras stopped rolling. The bond between the actors became stronger with each passing week, making performances feel even more genuine. Looking back today, many of them say The Green Mile wasn't just another movie. It was an experience they carried with them long after filming ended. But behind those unforgettable performances were hidden details that many viewers completely missed. Some were small clues placed carefully throughout the film. Others revealed deeper meanings that changed the entire story. Once fans noticed them, they never watched The Green Mile the same way again. Many people have watched The Green Mile more than once. Some have even seen it dozens of times. Yet there are small details hidden throughout the film that many viewers never notice. These moments do not change the story, but they make it even more powerful once you see them. One of the biggest details is the meaning behind John Coffey's initials. His initials are JC, something many fans quickly connect to religious symbolism. Throughout the movie, John shows kindness, heals people, carries the pain of others, and accepts his fate without fighting back. These similarities have led many viewers to see him as a symbolic, Christ-like figure. While the film never directly explains this, the connection has been widely discussed by fans and critics for years. Another detail appears in the way John Coffey treats every person he meets. Even after being treated unfairly, he rarely speaks with anger. Instead, he responds with patience and compassion. His quiet nature becomes one of the strongest parts of the story. Then there's Paul Edgecombe. At the beginning of the movie, Paul believes the justice system always finds the right person. But as he gets to know John, that belief begins to fall apart. His journey is not just about guarding prisoners. It is about learning that truth is sometimes much harder to see than people think. Many viewers also miss how carefully the filmmakers use light and color. Whenever John Coffey performs one of his miracles, the lighting often becomes softer and warmer. These changes are subtle, but they help create a feeling that something extraordinary is happening without relying on loud special effects. Director Frank Darabont wanted the emotions to come first, allowing the audience to feel the moment instead of simply watching it. Another hidden detail involved the prison itself. Cold Mountain Penitentiary feels dark and heavy throughout most of the movie. The long hallways, metal bars, and dim lights remind viewers that every person on the Green Mile is living with fear and uncertainty. But whenever hope enters the story, the setting feels just a little brighter. These visual choices quietly support the emotions without drawing attention to themselves. Many fans also overlook the importance of Mr. Jingles, the little mouse. At first, he seems like simple comic relief, but as the story unfolds, the mouse becomes a symbol of hope. In a place built around death and sadness, Mr. Jingles brings joy, friendship, and a reason to smile. His relationship with Edouard Delacroix shows that even in the darkest places, kindness can survive. Then there is Percy Wetmore, one of the movie's most hated characters. Percy is not frightening because he is physically strong. He is frightening because he enjoys using his power to hurt others. His actions remind viewers that true evil does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it hides behind a badge, a title, or a position of authority. That idea makes his character even more disturbing. One of the film's most heartbreaking scenes is also filled with quiet meaning. When John Coffey says he is tired of people hurting each other, he is not only talking about himself. He is speaking about the pain he sees everywhere. It becomes clear that carrying other people's suffering has become too much for him. That moment helps explain why he no longer wants to keep living, even though he has the power to heal others. Years after the movie's release, Fans continue to discover these small details through rewatches and discussions. Many admitted they understood the story much better the second or third time they watched it. That is one reason The Green Mile continues to be praised as one of the greatest emotional films ever made. But perhaps the most touching story was not hidden inside the movie at all. It was a lasting friendship between the cast and the unforgettable legacy of Michael Clarke Duncan. His performance changed his life, touched millions of fans, and left a mark on Hollywood that still remains today. When people remember The Green Mile, one performance almost always comes up first. It is Michael Clarke Duncan's unforgettable role as John Coffey. His powerful yet gentle performance became the heart of the movie, and many fans still believe it is one of the greatest acting performances of its time. What makes Duncan's story even more inspiring is how unlikely his path to Hollywood was. Before becoming an actor, he worked many different jobs to support himself and his family. He spent time as a security guard and even worked as a bodyguard for celebrities. Acting was a dream, but success did not come overnight. He faced rejection after rejection, yet he refused to give up. That determination finally paid off when he was cast as John Coffey. Director Frank Darabont needed someone who could make audiences believe in the character's incredible strength while also showing his gentle heart. Duncan brought both qualities naturally. From his first scene, viewers could feel John's kindness without him saying very much at all. His performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, turning him into one of Hollywood's most respected new stars. Although he did not win the Oscar, many fans still believe his performance deserved every bit of the praise it received. The role also created a lasting friendship between Duncan and Tom Hanks. In interviews over the years, Hanks spoke with great respect about Duncan's warmth, humility, and generosity. He often remembered him as someone who treated everyone with kindness, whether they were a famous actor or a crew member working behind the camera. That kindness became one of Duncan's greatest legacies. Sadly, in 2012, Michael Clarke Duncan passed away at the age of 54 after complications from a heart attack. The news shocked Hollywood. Friends, co-stars, and fans from around the world shared heartfelt messages, remembering not only his talent, but also the caring person he was off-screen. For many people connected to The Green Mile, his passing made the movie even more emotional to watch. When audiences see John Coffey's final scenes today, they are not only watching a fictional character, they are also remembering an actor whose gentle spirit touched countless lives. That connection gives the film an emotional weight that has only grown stronger with time. The rest of the cast has continued to speak proudly about the movie whenever they are asked. Many have said they knew they were making something meaningful, but none of them expected it to remain so important to audiences decades later. Part of that lasting success comes from the film's message. The Green Mile is not simply about prison or crime. It is about compassion, forgiveness, and justice, and the power of human kindness. It reminds viewers that appearances can be misleading and that some of the greatest heroes are the ones who never ask for recognition. That message feels just as meaningful today as it did when the movie first premiered. More than 25 years later, The Green Mile continues to find new fans. Each generation discovers a story for the first time, while longtime viewers return to it again and again, often noticing something new with every watch. And perhaps that is the movie's greatest achievement. It never loses its power to move people. Its story, its cast, and its unforgettable performances continue to leave a lasting mark on everyone who experiences them. More than 2 decades have passed since The Green Mile first reached theaters. Many great movies have come and gone during that time. New stars have risen. Special effects have become more advanced, and Hollywood has changed in countless ways. Yet The Green Mile continues to stand out as one of the most emotional films ever made. The reason is simple. The movie was never just about a prison or the people inside it. It was about hope in the darkest places. It was about choosing kindness when anger seemed easier. And it was about believing that one person's compassion could change the lives of many others. Those ideas never grow old. Every member of the cast played a part in making that message feel real. Tom Hanks gave audiences a character they could trust. Michael Clarke Duncan delivered a performance filled with quiet strength and deep emotion. David Morse, Bonnie Hunt, James Cromwell, Barry Pepper, Sam Rockwell, Doug Hutchison, and the rest of the cast helped create a world that felt believable from beginning to end. Years later, Fans still discover new details each time they watch the film. Some notice a small expression they missed before. Others understand a character's decision in a completely different way after growing older. That is one reason the movie continues to connect with people from different generations. The cast memories have also added a new layer to the story. Their interviews remind fans that the kindness seen on screen often reflected the friendships built behind the scenes. Many actors have spoken about the respect they share for one another and for director Frank Darabont's vision. That genuine connection helped create performances that still feel honest today. Of course, no discussion of The Green Mile is complete without remembering Michael Clarke Duncan. Although his life ended far too soon, his work continues to inspire millions of people around the world. His portrayal of John Coffey remains the role for which he is best remembered, and many viewers still consider it one of the most moving performances in modern cinema. His legacy lives on every time someone watches a film for the first time. Perhaps that is the greatest secret behind The Green Mile's lasting success. It does not ask viewers to remember complicated plots or spectacular action scenes. Instead, it asks them to remember empathy, forgiveness, and the value of treating others with humanity. Those lessons stay with people long after the credits roll. And maybe that is what most fans never fully figured out. The true magic of The Green Mile was never hidden in its miracles. It was hidden in its people. The actors who gave everything to their roles, the friendships formed behind the camera, and the timeless message that kindness is stronger than hate. That is why this remarkable film continues to touch hearts generation after generation.